안녕하세요.
Hi, my name is Choi, and I graduated from Cornell University with a double major in economics as well as biology. I'm currently pursuing a master's at Seoul National University in finance. I've been teaching for many years, and I've been with StevenAcademy for a very long time, and I teach many different courses here. Initially, I teach SAT as well as ACT test prep. Also, I delve in many different subject matters, including biology, chemistry, and mostly economics, both AP and IB. Over the years, I've taken over 18 AP classes in high school, many of which I've scored a perfect score on. So I can teach many different courses here and very good at giving good advice as well as instilling good study habits for students. I have a very unique teaching style in that I don't generally use the book too much, but I tend to stress certain areas that students are lacking in, and I tailor each class to what the student needs most help in. I tend to also cover everything that will show up on the AP test, and I go over every single subject that could possibly show up on the exam and basically help the student achieve that perfect score. Right now, I will show you a sample of my teaching style, and it's going to be from economics of the many courses that I teach. So first, I'll show you a sample of my teaching style, and we're going to do an example of the monopoly. So the monopoly is a very commonly asked question. It shows up on every AP exam, and every student must master the monopoly in order to obtain a perfect score. Now, this will be a very simple and brief introduction to monopoly, so I will not be able to go over every single concept related to monopolies, but I will show you a sample. So here we have a basic monopoly graph. And we have all of our curves labeled here: marginal cost, demand curve, and marginal revenue curve, with the quantity and price axis also being labeled already. The first thing we need to do is find where our MR equals our AR curve. MR equals MC over here. From there, we drop it down to find our quantity monopolist, which is also considered to be your profit maximization or loss minimization point. This will be labeled as Q of M, and this stands for quantity monopolist. From there, the monopoly always price discriminates and will charge a higher price than what is normal. From here, we go up until the demand curve, and then set the price at price monopolist, P of M. Now, depending on the ATC curve, where it is drawn, or whether the question asks for a certain way to draw it, we will determine profit or loss accordingly. In this case, I will draw the ATC up here, which means that the total costs are very high, meaning that this monopoly will be making losses. From the quantity monopolist, draw a vertical line straight up until you hit your ATC curve, and from that intersection point, you will find your average total cost. Now, our analysis is almost nearly complete. So P of M times Q of M will give us total revenue, and it's represented by this area here. Total cost will be just average total cost times quantity monopolist, and will give you an area that is much bigger. Now, if you subtract total cost from total revenue, we get our area of losses, which is this box up here. So that concludes a very simple explanation of the monopoly graph. However, there are many, many different types of questions that can come up from this very graph. And depending on the class and what your strengths are, I can go over every single pitfall and maybe shortcut that can help you save a lot of time on your free response questions. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in class.